Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to do a foundation review about a foundation that has been super raved about recently, and I'm sure you could already guess it is the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. I've been hearing so many good things about this foundation, so I had to try it for myself to see if it lives up to all the hype that it's been getting. So that is exactly what we're doing today. Before we get into the actual review and application portion of the video, please make sure to give this a huge thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. If you love makeup reviews, anything that has to do with makeup pretty much, then you are going to love this channel. Make sure to subscribe. But if you want to see my review of the new Morphe foundation, then stay tuned for the rest of the video. So I'm really excited about this foundation, mainly because Morphe is such an affordable brand. This foundation was $20. I just want to go over some things that this says before we actually get into opening it up and applying to my face. By the way, before I apply, before anyone says this doesn't match, please give me a break, because where I live, we're not allowed to use testers inside of Ulta. So I literally had no way of knowing what this would look like. I just picked whatever sounded the best, which was light medium with neutral undertones. So forgive me if it's not the right shade. Anyways, so on the front of the box, it just says Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation, medium to full coverage. I'm hoping it's a little bit more of a medium than full, but either way, it's fine. It also says it's 0.94 fluid ounces, so just a little bit less than the standard amount. It's typically 1 fluid ounce that comes in a foundation, so just a little bit less in this one. And then on the side, it says this long-wearing, oil-free, natural finish foundation hydrates skin and blurs imperfections for the ultimate soft focus look. Infused with hyaluronic acid, who doesn't love that? A skin smoothing moisture booster, vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, and glycerin, a hydrator for healthy looking glow. I really like that because it makes it sound like this foundation is very hydrating, which who doesn't want a foundation that is hydrating for your skin? I feel like that just makes it that much better. So I'm gonna open this up now. That's pretty much all it says on the box. But I have high hopes because, like I said, I've been hearing so many people raving about this, and Shayla, Makeup Shayla, is like the face of this new foundation, and I absolutely love her and just her opinions on makeup and her YouTube videos in general. So if she loves it, I think I know I'm gonna love it. So I have high hopes, but of course this is a 100% honest review. I will be honest if I don't like it. So this is what the inside looks like. One thing I have to give credit for on this is that the packaging feels expensive. Like, this is a frosted glass bottle, and it just feels like it's one of the more high-end brands of foundation. So I really like that about it. I love how simple this is too. I just feel like it's really nice, simple, yet feels expensive, which what more could you ask for than that? So yeah, Filter Medium 9 is the shade I got. So it's supposed to be like a light medium with neutral undertones. I didn't want to get anything too dark because I bought this today and I feel like my self-tan is kind of coming off, so I wanted to get a shade that would kind of match my paler skin. So this is what, ooh, I like this pump. This on top, I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but this pump was like perfectly designed to fit your finger on top of it. Like, it's a little sitting area for your finger to make it easier to pump, which is amazing. I've actually never seen that on a foundation before, so that's really cool right off the bat. And I got a little free gift because I bought this at Ulta. So it came with the foundation brush. This is the Filter Effect foundation brush. So I think I want to use this on one side of my face and see if it's worth buying and if it works well. And then on the other side of my face, I'm going to use my regular kabuki brush that I use to typically apply my foundation. So I have already applied my primer. I just used my NARS Radiance Primer because I've been loving it lately. And I'm not wearing any other makeup on my face besides my eyebrows and a little mascara, but nothing on my face whatsoever besides primer. So we are just gonna get right into applying. Like I said, I'm first going to apply it to this side of my face with the Morphe brush that is, I guess, supposed to be used with the foundation. And then I'll apply on this side of my face with my kabuki brush to see if it makes any kind of difference, what I like more, what I like less, all that good stuff. So let's get into applying. Okay, so here is the Morphe side of my face. As you can see, I definitely think I could have gone a shade or two darker, to be honest, because my face is a lot paler than the rest of my body right now, but this will be good when my tan has completely worn off and I'm just totally pale. I feel like it'll perfectly match me then, but for right now it is a little bit light. Nothing we can't fix though, but now I'm gonna move on to applying with my kabuki brush and we'll see what a difference that has made. So right off the bat, I definitely like the foundation, especially the way it feels on my skin. Like right off the bat, it feels really like your own skin. It doesn't feel like you're wearing any foundation on your face, which I feel like is super important when you have a foundation on, especially with one that is a medium to full coverage. Because I know sometimes the fuller coverage foundations can feel a little cakey, and I really don't like that. So I really like how skin-like this feels on me already. So one thing that I did notice that I didn't really like the most was this feels very hydrating. It doesn't feel drying on my skin at all, but I almost feel like it looks a little bit drying, if that makes sense. Like just looking at my face in the mirror right now, I almost feel like it looks like my skin is a little dry, even though I put on a radiance primer underneath it. I feel like that's not really even shining through. I just feel like my skin looks a tiny bit dry. And another thing I noticed is I can definitely use a pore filling primer underneath. This doesn't claim to fill in your pores or anything like that, so no points taken off for that, but I definitely feel like I could benefit from using a pore filling primer before applying this, just so that it does a better job of covering my pores. But other than that, I really like how it looks actually. Besides the fact that it maybe looks a little bit drying, I do love every other aspect of it. Like I love the way it feels on my skin. I can't stress enough. It literally doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup at all, which is really amazing. I definitely feel like it's giving that kind of airbrushed look to it. Like I feel like my face does kind of look like a filter, but I feel like it's so much so that it's making my skin look just a little bit dry. But I do see where that kind of filter effect comes into play, if that makes sense. So I do really like it. It's not clinging to any of my dry patches. Like I said, it feels very moisturizing. As for using the two different brushes to apply, I feel like I got more coverage out of using my kabuki brush than I did using my Morphe brush. Overall, I feel like this foundation for me leaned more towards the medium coverage side than it did the full coverage side, because I feel like I can still spot conceal a couple blemishes that I have on my face, which I'm not complaining about at all because I love medium coverage foundation. But If you're looking for more coverage, I would go for a regular kabuki brush rather than the Morphe brush. I just think it did a better job covering everything. And the first time that I applied with the Morphe brush, it went on a little bit streaky, so I had to go over a little bit more just to smooth out those little streaks that it made. But other than that, not too much of a difference. Those were just the main things that I noticed when using one versus the other. But I do really like how this foundation turned out. I do want to apply some other makeup on my face though and see kind of how it sits underneath other makeup. So I'm gonna apply some makeup to the rest of my face and then I will be back to give you guys my final thoughts on the Morphe foundation. All right guys, I am back. And I actually really like how my makeup turned out as far as the foundation with other makeup on top of it goes. I did notice a couple things, one in specific, and that is I noticed under my eyes, it kind of broke up a little bit, and I know it's not the concealer that I applied because I've used that concealer with other foundations and I haven't had this issue, but specifically under my eyes, I don't know how well you can tell, but you can see the makeup is all broken up. That's not how my eyes look, it's the makeup. And the same thing happened like right above my eyebrows and on my forehead. But other than that, I feel like my face, besides this and like this little thing, looks pretty airbrushed. Like looking at myself from a distance, like I have a mirror in front of me right here, and looking at myself from a distance, I definitely could say that I see the airbrush effect from it. Not the airbrush effect, the filter effect, sorry. Like it does kind of seem like there is a filter over my face in a good way, but it's from a distance. Like I feel like when you get up really close to me, you can see this under my eyes and it's just kind of driving me a little crazy. But my skin, again, feels so good. It feels so soft and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup, which is so important to me. I feel like I like how my other makeup blended in with it, like my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, all that. I definitely like how that turned out. There are definitely things that I love about it, and then there's definitely things that I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to this foundation. Overall, I feel like if you prep your skin really well, this could work really well. But if you are like in a hurry somewhere and you just apply some quick primer, like a hydrating primer, this might not do it for you as well as you're hoping, or at least that's how it was for me. Like I didn't apply any specific primers, it was just that radiance primer, and I feel like it did what it did. Like this, it kind of made me look a little bit drier than I normally do, but it definitely has its upsides too. Do I think it's worth $20? Yes, because $20 is not very expensive for foundation compared to what some of the other foundations that I've tried have been. So I definitely think it's worth the $20 as long as you prep your skin the right way. Like I feel like you really need to moisturize your under eyes, and definitely if you have pores, bigger ones like mine, I definitely think a pore filling primer is a must, but I definitely feel like this could work. Like I feel like I need to play around with it a little bit more, but I do like what it did for my skin. And I am honestly probably gonna use it again. I think $20 for what it did for me, I think is a fair price. Like I said, just next time I use it, I think I'm gonna prep my skin a little bit differently. Overall, I think it's a good one. I think it's worth a try. Is it my favorite foundation I've ever used? Absolutely not. I've tried foundations out there that are way better, but I do like this. I can't say I don't like it. And I think this is gonna be a nice shade for when I'm a little bit paler. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good about what I look like right now with my face makeup. So this gets a little recommendation for me if you can get past the things that happen to my skin, but overall, definitely not bad. I think I like it. It's just these little things that I need to kind of tweak with it, and then we'll see if it does a better job. But as far as a first impression goes, I do like how it looks. I do like how it turned out. Like looking at myself in the mirror right now, I see the filter in a very good way. So that's all I have, you guys. Make sure to comment. Let me know what you guys think about how this turned out on my face. If you noticed the little things that I noticed that it did, like especially right here, and then with the pores, let me know. And if you noticed the things that I loved about it and you thought the same thing, also let me know. I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on this as well. So stop in and say hi. But make sure to give this a huge thumbs up for me if you got this far and you haven't done so already. And please subscribe to my channel. Let's keep growing the channel. I appreciate you guys so much, so thank you. But stay tuned and I will see you in the next video.